Today, we're diving into a really counterintuitive idea from entrepreneur Alex Hormozie, and it pretty much blows up one of the most common pieces of career advice you've ever heard.
I mean, we've all heard it, right? Follow your passion. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. But what if that's all a big lie? What if that's the very thing that's holding you back from actually succeeding? To get to the bottom of this, we've got to first understand what that word passion really means. So get this. The word passion doesn't originally mean to love something or to enjoy it. Its Latin root, patio, actually means to suffer. In fact, one of the first recorded uses was in The Passion of the Christ, and it was referring to his crucifixion. So the original idea wasn't about doing what makes you happy, it was about finding something that was worth suffering for.
And that brings us to the heart of the problem. Hormozy tells the story about a young salesman he met on Rodeo Drive. This guy was making 80 grand a year, but he quit. And his reason? He just wasn't passionate about sales. He was holding out for that one magic job that would never, ever feel like work.
And that's Hormozy's gut punch of a response to that whole mindset. He argues that passion just becomes this convenient excuse we use to quit as soon as things get hard or boring or repetitive. The point isn't to find an easy path, it's to build the strength to handle the hard one. And, this isn't just some theory for him. Hormozy is the first to admit that he fell into the exact same trap. He walked away from a super lucrative management consulting job, totally convinced that following his passion for fitness was going to be the dream. But the reality he found was, well, it was completely different. He learned that even when you build a business around something you absolutely love, the day-to-day grind is almost never the thing you're passionate about. And his own journey illustrates this perfectly. I mean, look at his story. He started his first gym, and it ended up being the single most miserable year of his entire life. Real success didn't come from loving every single workout he coached. It came when he got good at the boring stuff, marketing, sales, and scaling a business model. He ended up selling his companies for over $46 million, and today, you know what he has? A private nonprofit gym, his actual passion, that's entirely funded by the businesses he built through pure, unadulterated grind. So here's the key takeaway. If you're actually successful, your day is going to look a lot like this. About 95% of your time is spent on all the stuff that is not your passion. Admin, sales calls, accounting, logistics, putting out fires. And only that tiny little sliver of your day is the thing you actually started out loving.
So, okay, if passion isn't the fuel, then what is? Hormozy suggests a totally different engine, proficiency. It's not about what you love doing, it's about what you get good at doing.
Let's just compare them side by side for a second. Passion is the spark. It's exciting, it's emotional, but it's totally unreliable and it disappears the second things get boring. Proficiency, though, that's the engine. It's based on skill, it's dependable, and it's what will carry you through that inevitable long grind. As Hormozy says, interests get you started, proficiency keeps you going. And this just reframes the whole idea of discipline, doesn't it? It's not about being consistent with the stuff you enjoy, like a gym owner who never misses a workout. No, real discipline is forcing yourself to show up for the tasks you hate, like cold calls or paperwork, day in and day out. Hormozy tells this great story about a friend who built this massively successful high-end cookie company, and someone asked him if he was passionate about cookies. His friend just laughed and said, "No, I'm passionate about being excellent." See, the passion can be for the craft of mastery itself, and you can apply that to literally any field. Okay, so how does this actually apply to a business tactically? Well, this whole proficiency over passion mindset is exactly what helps you solve real-world problems, like something Hormozy calls the direct response doom loop. A lot of e-commerce businesses fall right into this trap. They rely 100% on paid ads. But to grow, they have to keep spending more and more, which just shrinks their margins to nothing. And pretty soon they're running this huge business that looks great on paper but has zero actual profit. He calls it a high-liability nonprofit. The way out isn't more passion, it's more skill. Specifically, the skill of understanding your customers on a much, much deeper level, so you can expand your market beyond just the most expensive and competitive keywords. You do this by marketing to people at all these different levels of awareness. So instead of only targeting that tiny, expensive group of people who are ready to buy right now, you can market to the much larger, much cheaper audience of people who only know they have a problem, or maybe don't even know they have a problem yet. Mastering this is a skill, and it's what separates a profitable business from a failing one.
And all of this leads to the final and frankly the most powerful idea of all. If the path is going to be hard, no matter what you do, you need a damn good reason to keep going. The passion isn't the work itself. The passion is the goal you're working toward. Think about it. Growing a business is hard. A failing business is hard. Being stuck is hard. Being broke is hard. Hardship is a fixed cost of living. You don't get to choose if you suffer. You only get to choose what you suffer for. There was this incredible experiment that shows this perfectly. They had people tolerate electric shocks. And what they found was that people's pain threshold literally tripled when they were told that for every shock they took, a loved one in the next room didn't have to. When the why is big enough, our ability to endure the how just expands like crazy. Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist Viktor Frankl wrote about this exact thing. He said that the ultimate driver of human survival is purpose. Our ability to overcome unbelievable hardship is directly tied to having a meaningful reason to do it. So the question really isn't what are you passionate about doing? The real question, the one you should be asking yourself, is this. What goal for your family, for your future, for the person you want to become is truly worth the grind, the boredom, and the suffering? And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. When your reason is powerful enough, all the obstacles in the way, they start to look pretty small. It's not about finding a job you love every single second of every day. It's about finding a destination you love so much you'd be willing to crawl through glass with a smile on your face to get there.